This is Hidden Killers Live with Tony Bruschi, Stacy Cole, and Todd Michaels.
Okay, Donna Adelson, Wendy Adelson. We're going to talk a lot about those two today. In fact, 2 hours of it. We're going to get into the latest on Donna's appeal. We're going to go through Wendy Adelson's initial I would say deposition, but her initial talking to police, her initial interview with police right after Dan Markel was murdered. In case you haven't seen that before, there's a lot to unpack. And yes, this goes way, way back, but we're having to do that because way, way forward in the future is where we are now in this case. And the microscope is on Wendy. The microscope is there, and we're going, is there going to be charges here? She's never been charged with anything. Innocent till proven guilty. Innocent in general right now because there are no charges against her. But in order for us to kind of, let's examine where this might go. And on the words of Georgia Kappelman, the attorney, stay tuned. So let's tune in. Let's find out maybe what might lead us to the next chapter in the Adelson case. But before we get to watching that, and we're going to also break down a lot of testimony from Wendy. We're going to talk about what might she be acting like if she has no knowledge of any of this after the fact. What might she be acting like if she does have knowledge after the fact? Siobhan Scott, psychotherapist and author, going to be joining us in our second hour to break all of that down as well. So this is going to be a big, big Wendy deep dive today. Let's start with the latest information, though. Donna, she's not super happy about the fact that she was found guilty and is going to be spending her life in prison. So she's appealing, which is what pretty much everyone who's found guilty does. That's not anything crazy here. So she had a letter drafted up by her attorney, who I think we should start with this, by the way, works at a crematorium.
Oh, how is this even possible?
Young Fulford. And how do we know this? Well, we looked at the address on the letter, the appeal document of where her law office is, and it's right here at the Young Fulford Grace Crematory. So, yeah, that's an interesting little aspect.
It's appropriate for her career and also the lives of her clients, I think.
It's like a twofer.
Well, it's almost, like a Groupon kind of a thing. Like, hey, by the way, if you use this service, you do get a 10% discount over here if you utilize our other services.
Do you think it's that? I mean, do you think they offer deals like that? Like, look, you're a senior. We're going to, like, a lot of businesses offer nice senior discounts in many ways. So, like, if you come here, you get your legal services with us, we're going to give you a free cremation, or Harvey's going to get toasted for free. Would you like Harvey toasted someday? We can toast him for free when he dies. They treat it like Subway. Would you like that toasted?
Oh, God.
There goes our chat room. Right? Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
Would you like that
Tony
toasted?
Gets a little off leash. Oh my God. Because
look, I don't know how much I don't know much about the crematory business, other than what we've talked about with the Return to Nature funeral home in Colorado. And that clearly was not a great definition of a well-run funeral home, but they do offer specials every now and then. We've all worked in radio for our lives, our majority of our adult lives, if not all of our adult lives, and some of our childhoods. Has anyone done a live broadcast at a funeral home or a crematorium?
No, but when I worked in the veterinary field, I was very closely tied to crematoriums. So I've assisted, I've been in them, I'm
not talking about the operation. I'm talking about the deals here, Stacy.
No,
okay. So I don't care about your experience of knowing how they embalm the pets and all. I'm caring about the sales. When is the best time to buy? Like in furniture, it's Memorial Day, Labor Day. Those are the only real good times you're going to get a true deal on furniture. They're clearing out and maybe you didn't know that. They're clearing out inventory because this is when they change models and things up. So those are good times to buy furniture. When is the best time to buy a cremation for your loved one or burial service.
I didn't know that there was a cremation season.
I don't know that there is, but I do know they offer deals.
I was imagining doing the remote broadcast, and for anybody who's not aware of this, but people who work in radio don't make a lot, so they get a lot of free stuff, like free food and stuff. Can you imagine like doing a remote at a crematory and like part of your talent fee is that you get some free services thrown in?
I'm going to guess there'd be a free glass of Sanka at some point while you're at the cricket. I swear to God, the only place I ever see Sanka and the actual brand Sanka is at a funeral home.
I talked about that. Yeah.
I make a point of checking when I'm at a funeral home. If I'm there for someone's death, I'm like, I'm going to take my moment to grieve and then go check and see if they have some Sanka. And 9 out of 10 times there's Sanka. And if you're wondering what Sanka is, it's instant coffee. It's crystals, Folgers crystals type, if you will, where you just stir it. You know, now we have like the little Starbucks pods that are all cool and they don't seem like, you know, oh, this is wonderful. Instant coffee that used to be frowned upon and people made fun of it to death until that came out. But Sanka was the original. Anyway, she works.
It tastes like shit.
It does. It tastes like,
don't forget that part.
What you'd expect rehydrated coffee to taste like.
Yeah, it's something you drink in a pinch. Like I've got nothing and I need some caffeine. I guess I'll do that.
Except like here's the problem: Sanka is decaffeinated by. It's always decaffeinated.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Folgers Crystals has. Right. But there are ones that do have caffeine. I think the Starbucks does too.
That's the thing about Sanka. The big selling point with Sanka was that it was always decaffeinated.
Oh my God.
So
the little green stripe on the bottom says naturally decapitated.
It's even crappier than you ever thought. So you weren't even getting a buzz off of it, Stacy. That was a placebo
effect. Oh my God.
You're like, give me more of this Sanka. It's really giving me a buzz. It tastes like shit, but
Oh my God. My entire childhood is just a lie.
Yeah. So, anyway, she operates out of the funeral or the crematory. It looks like it's a family business. And I guess that's where her office is. I don't know. That's how some people, I guess I would have expected more from the Adelsons but maybe they're just out of money. And this is who you get.
This is what they might be really good in the funeral business. And
maybe.
But those two industries, that's a very unusual combination. And I imagine that they can be quite cumbersome. I don't know how you keep all of it straight.
It's a weird one for law to be connected to because it feels very Sopranos-ish. Like, oh, my attorney, yeah, he's got a crematorium in the back of his office. Like, what? It seems like it could be a little too convenient at times. Like, well, we can make that problem go away real quick. But back to the sales, back to the deals I have done a broadcast at a crematorium.
Oh God.
Or a funeral home, I should say. I don't know if they did crematory services as well. Or is it crematory? Do we say crematory or is it crematory? Because crematory sounds a little more current. Like, ooh, that sounds the creme fraiche.
That sounds like something you put in the Nespresso or something.
It does.
Like
I'm having some of those delicious crematory remnants of my loved one, where now you can get them turned into Sanka crystals and you can drink your loved ones.
I bet you probably could. If we looked it up, there's probably something where that's possible.
Caffeine free though. I mean, or can you get your loved ones caffeinated? Will they do that too? I have done a live broadcast at a funeral home. It was the weirdest thing. It was our AM station in Wichita. Was a classic country, and the target demographic was adults 85 plus with heart conditions.
Right. Yep.
And it basically, so it fit. It was a good place to advertise if you're a funeral home. And one of the older folks who worked on that station was not available last minute to do this broadcast. I was around, like, can you go do it? I'm like, all right. So I went. And there wasn't balloons and hot dogs, which would have made it a lot more fun.
Oh.
I really I really thought, can we get a prize wheel or something? Can we do something that really is insanely inappropriate for this? Because it's weird enough that we're here. But no, you just kind of sat there the whole time. It was like a car dealership, remote, where sometimes you end up sitting there in like the office of the GM who's having all the dealers are coming in and out going, so-and-so wants to do this. This is when they go back and let me go check with my boss moments. But it was in a funeral home where it's like, are they coming like so-and-so wants to do this on the casket number 45B down in the basement, the one with the blue handles. Can we do that? Let's see if we can get him up to 5'5". And it was kind of that sort of a
my gosh.
What an awkward situation, because when you go into a live broadcast, we call them remotes in radio, at least we used to, if you do them. You kind of go in with, an excitement for the product. Hey, we're at so-and-so and they've got this special going on. So you want to get down here between 10 and 12 to take advantage. I mean, you can kind of hear me getting into it. How do you do that at a funeral home?
They did have I don't remember what the special was, but it was some sort of a special. I think it was something to this is why I remember it, because my parents took a deal like this at Ryanzi. And Todd knows what I'm talking about, or the cemetery I'm talking about. I believe it was something where it's like, if you book it, because a lot of people plan that stuff ahead, and nothing. This is normal stuff. They plan the stuff ahead so their kids don't have to deal with it, and they probably don't trust their kids that they're not going to get buried in like a casket that looks like a pool table. So they pick it out ahead of time. And I think it was like something, buy one, and then your partner, you'll get like a discount or something, because it can be very expensive to do these things.
Of course.
So if you pre-plan it, there's some discounts involved. Yep. I get it. It's the business model. My parents did get a 2-for-1 though at Ryanzi, which is a cemetery near where I grew up. And they did this, I don't know, about 10 years ago. They told me like, oh, by the way, we bought our plots and we're going to be in the same one. They bought one plot. And they're going to put both their ashes into one plot. So they don't want to have double stones. They just got a one stone. They put both names on the one stone. And then I don't know why we have a plot, because they're getting cremated now. And so I guess we put them there. I don't know. I don't know.
I think that's how that works. Yes. You can do that with cremation. You can double up.
Yeah, you can put your animals in there too if they're cremated, obviously.
You can add them later?
Yes. I don't know what the legality of later is, but I know that you can be buried with your cremated pets.
What if you go first?
In some states.
What if you go first? Do they dig you up and if it's a casket, do they pop the casket open and drop snuggles in there with you? Or is it like they just get kind of buried next to you in another capsule?
I don't know, but I recall there was a situation that I worked with a at-home euthanasia company, and there was somebody
otherwise known as Blue Apron. No, I'm kidding.
Well, it's a lovely service to have the vet come to your home, so you don't have to drag your dying pet into the
sure. Vet clinic. I like that. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a lovely thing. But there was somebody that was terminally ill, and knowing that they were going to die, and they had called to set up.
You mean a pet, not someone?
No, the human was dying.
Oh.
And she wanted her 6-year-old, I think it was a Doberman, euthanized, healthy pet, because she wanted to be buried with it. And we're like, no, this is a healthy pet. We're not doing this. You're going to have to wait until your dog is at death's door to join you. You can't just, time to kill Fifi because it's time for me to go.
How did that end?
How that works.
Did they walk into the other room? Well, if you're not going to do it, my Tommy gun will. They took out the pet, and you're like, oh shit. Well, now we have to do this.
No. We never did the appointment.
It didn't. It didn't turn into Scarface.
No, it did not. But there's a lot of weird people out there, and this person who was terminally ill and dying, and I understand the grief process. She wanted her dog with her.
Yeah.
But the dog was nowhere near ready to go. That's not how that works. So
humans.
I have a weird relationship with cemeteries. I love walking through them. I think they're fun. But I remember as a child, going and I'd ride my bike. There was many near my house. I'd ride my bike around them. I spent way too much time in cemeteries as a child. Maybe that explains a lot. We're going and visiting the one that my grandma ended up getting buried in. She's in a wall in a mausoleum, and visiting it while she was alive, going, there's where I'm going to be someday.
Oh yeah. Older people, at least when I was younger, that was always a thing. Here's our plot.
Yeah.
Here's where we're going to spend eternity. And my worst experience in a cemetery was when I was, I had made the cheerleading squad in I think it was 9th grade, and they took us to.
Here's a tie-in.
No, just wait for it. They picked us up in the middle of the night. They kidnapped us. You could never do this now, like at 3 a.m. and dropped us in a cemetery and left us there. So all us new cheerleaders were left in a cemetery for a half hour.
Who did this? The seniors or like the administration of the school?
The captains of the cheerleading squad. So you want to talk Mean Girls? There you go.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So we were left like freezing cold.
I was going to say, this is in Minnesota. Like what kind of temperature?
Like, Minnesota.
What time of year is this happening?
This was in September.
Are you in your cheerleading outfits?
We were in our pajamas because we were taken out of our beds.
Oh my gosh.
No idea this was going to happen.
And now welcome to the trauma hour here at Hidden Killers Live.
Yes.
Oh my God.
All over trauma. Oh my God.
Yep.
Wow.
I have lots of stories. We'll get to those at some point in our future.
I'm sure we will. Wow. Well, there you go. Well, anyway, back to Donna. The attorney, Tom Petty, works at a crematorium. I think, considering the last name is part of it, I don't know if it's her husband. I don't know if it's a family member. Her office is in the building, so she's got a space. That's where the office is. Weird. I mean, I don't know.
That might make more sense. That, you know what, this is a family business. She's an attorney. She needs a place to work out of. There's her address.
I don't know if I might Saul Goodman that up to just get it out of a crematory. I don't know what's better, the end of the mini mall, like Saul Goodman on Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad, or working out of the crematory. Either way, it feels like it could fit the plot line of that show.
I just want to mention this because in the picture, if you're not watching on YouTube, you should be. If you look at the building behind the sign and you look to the right, you can see a very large, big chimney. Do you see it there?
Oh yeah, there's the stack, the smokestack.
Here's where Grandma's going.
I wonder if they live in that house.
Oh God.
Because it's a house. It's like in a residential neighborhood. I looked it up on Google Earth, and it's all like residential, and there's a house, like sometimes it's like, tax attorney you'll see in a neighborhood or something.
Yeah.
Crematory, and so like you're down like, and it looks like in a little kind of wooded area. It looks kind of nice. So you smell, somebody's having a campfire. It's fall. Somebody's burning leaves. Nope. That's Susan, who got in the car accident last week. That's you're smelling over there.
I'll tell you, we
still smells like your patchouli.
Right? When I worked at the vet clinic, there's a funeral home across the street. And I remember I was out walking a dog that had just woken up from surgery, finally got him up and went outside. And I'm like, what is that? And there was ash floating through the air, almost cinders. And you could smell. And I looked over at the funeral home, and the smokestack was just like dark stuff was coming out of it. And I went, oh my God, I'm going back inside. Well, usually they do that overnight, but they were doing it at 9 a.m. on a Saturday. So they must have had a backlog.
Yeah. You got a busy day. You got to keep up with it,
Either that, or there was a new pope and they just wanted everybody to know. So.
It's official.
It's official.
Want more on this case and others? Then press subscribe now and don't miss a moment of true crime coverage from Tony Bruschi and the Hidden Killers podcast.